In the vast, unforgiving depths of the ocean, where sunlight fades and silence reigns, there lurks a silent guardian, a weapon of unimaginable power, a symbol of a nation's unyielding will. This is the story of INS Arihant, India's first nuclear submarine, a tale of vision, perseverance, and a dream that defied the odds. Chapter 1. The Awakening of a Nation. History has its way of teaching lessons. Some are learned in books. Others are carved into the soul of a nation. The year was 1971. War raged between India and Pakistan, and as India pushed forward toward victory, an unexpected threat loomed on the horizon. A behemoth of war, the USS Enterprise, a nuclear-powered American aircraft carrier, was dispatched into the Bay of Bengal. Its presence was a show of force, a reminder that global powers still sought to dictate the fate of nations. But India did not bow. Instead, it made a vow. Never again would it stand vulnerable at sea. A realization dawned upon its leaders. True power did not rest in the size of an army alone. It lay in the silent, undetectable forces beneath the ocean, the submarines that could strike unseen and defend the nation from threats beyond its shores. And so, the seeds of India's nuclear submarine program were sown. Chapter 2. A dream too big. To build a nuclear submarine is to challenge nature itself. The task ahead was monumental. No country had ever shared nuclear submarine technology with another. India would have to build it from scratch. In the 1980s, under top-secret directives, a group of scientists, engineers, and naval officers embarked on a journey to make the impossible possible. Their mission? To create a vessel that could stay hidden beneath the ocean, run on nuclear power, and launch a counterstrike if India was ever attacked. The project was named the Advanced Technology Vessel, ATV, program, but to those who worked on it, it was more than a project. It was a dream, a calling, a mission of national survival. But dreams, especially the ambitious ones, come at a cost. For years, the project faced setbacks. The technology was mind-bogglingly complex. How do you build a nuclear reactor small enough to fit inside a submarine? How do you ensure it doesn't overheat? How do you make a vessel undetectable to enemies? Obstacles loomed large. Budgets ran thin. Dead ends appeared at every turn, but the men and women of India's defense and scientific community refused to give up. Help came from Russia, which had been India's trusted ally. In 1988, India leased a Russian Charlie-class nuclear submarine, giving Indian officers their first experience in operating nuclear-powered vessels. They learned, they adapted, and they prepared for the day India would build its own. Years turned into decades. The world changed. But deep inside India's naval research centers, the fire never stopped burning. Chapter 3. The Birth of a Beast. After decades of struggle, after years of silent sacrifice, the beast was finally ready to rise. On July 26, 2009, at the naval dockyard in Visakhapatnam, history was made. INS Arihant was unveiled to the world. The name was not chosen lightly. Arihant, in Sanskrit, means slayer of enemies. It was a statement to the world. Hidden beneath its steel hull was a nuclear heart, an 83-megawatt reactor built indigenously by Indian scientists. It could stay underwater for months, completely undetectable, waiting, watching, protecting. It was not just a submarine. It was India's ultimate defense, but Arihant was not built just to sit in a dock. It had to prove itself. Chapter 4. The Test of Fire. A warrior is only as good as his trial by fire. Years of testing followed. The submarine dove into the depths, its systems pushed to their limits. It was tested for endurance, strength, and stealth. But the greatest test came in 2016. In the dark waters of the Bay of Bengal, far away from prying eyes, INS Arihant submerged for its first ever nuclear deterrence patrol. For weeks, it remained beneath the surface, silently proving what generations of scientists and engineers had fought for. India had joined the ranks of the world's great naval powers. With that patrol, India achieved something only a handful of nations had ever done, a nuclear triad. It could now launch nuclear weapons from land, from air, and from under the sea. It meant that no matter what happened, no matter what enemy dared strike India, there would always be an answer waiting beneath the ocean. On November 5, 2018, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced to the world, INS Arihant has completed its first deterrence patrol. With this, India is now among the elite few nations with a full nuclear triad. It was a moment of pride, a moment of triumph, a declaration that India was no longer just a player in the world of defense, but a power to be reckoned with. Chapter 5. The Future of India's Silent Sentinels. The ocean is vast. The threats are real. But beneath the waves, India is ready. INS Arihant was just the beginning. More submarines are now in the making. INS Arihant, a more powerful version, will soon join the fleet. The next generation of Arihant-class submarines will be armed with long-range nuclear missiles, capable of striking targets thousands of kilometers away. India is also developing nuclear attack submarines, SSNs, that will patrol the depths, protecting the nation's waters from threats yet unseen. As the world watches, India's Navy continues its march towards self-reliance, towards security, towards power. As the waves crash, as the world moves forward, there remains a guardian beneath the surface, silent, unseen, ready. INS Arihant is more than just metal, circuits, and nuclear fire. It is the spirit of a nation that refused to bow. It is the legacy of every scientist who worked in secrecy, of every engineer who struggled against impossibility, of every sailor who trained in silence, all so that India could stand tall and fearless in an uncertain world. Today, somewhere beneath the vast blue oceans, INS Arihant continues its silent watch, ensuring that no matter the threat, no matter the storm, India will always be ready. This is not just the story of a submarine. This is the story of a nation that dared to dream, dared to build, and dared to defend its place among the greatest. This is the story of INS Arihant, the silent warrior of India's seas. Thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing content on history, technology, and inspiring journeys. Your support keeps us going. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.